Welcome back to another episode of the Presence Podcast, where we bring you the insights and stories of the most influential people in real estate. I'm your host, Malti Kramer, and today I have with me Ben Bacal, who is one of the most successful real estate agents in the world with over $4 billion in sales. He is the go-to agent for many celebrities, including Matt Damon, Jason Statham, Madonna, and Ellen DeGeneres. And he's also the founder of several apps, including his most recent venture, Rila, which we'll talk about here in a second. And he is widely considered a disruptor in real estate, and I'm really excited to have him on. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the show, Ben.
Wow, that was quite the introduction. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on. I want to start by asking you some personal questions to give people a sense of who you are and how you've gotten here as an agent. How did you get started in the business, and what was your first year as an agent like?
I got into business in 2005, and my mother was a realtor in Toronto, Canada. And from my perspective, I saw her making a substantial amount of money from her sales. And I said to myself, I could do that because I wanted to be in the film business. And I wanted to make money to basically make movies and buy intellectual property and make short films. So I decided to sign up with a top producer in Marina Del Rey, and I went door knocking for her. And I went all around Venice Beach, and every single day, I hit doors every single day. I said, if one person says yes to me, I'm done for the day. And I did that nonstop until, I got doors slammed in my face. I got dogs biting at my ankles, and it was awesome because how cool is it that as a businessman, you can just walk these beautiful streets and go for a coffee and then come back, and your business is literally these homes just door to door. Some woman says yes. Some seller says, okay, I'll sell my home. And, boom, that's a potential $10, $20, $30, $40,000 commission. And that was my start of my career. I was in Venice Beach, door knocking, hustling, running my mouth, asking people if they would sell. And it was fun. My first year of real estate, I sold about $17 million worth of property.
Wow.
Yeah.
First year.
My first year. Yeah.
That's incredible. That's a good start.
It was pretty cool.
What was do you remember your first big listing?
I do remember my first big listing being in the Bird Streets for $3 million. That was big then.
Yeah.
And right after that, my next one was 20 million.
Wow. And now you sell $20+ million listings very regularly, like this 38 million listing we're in.
Isn't this gorgeous?
It's a gorgeous place. Tell us a little bit about it. Yeah.
Your brand, Luxury Presence, exudes luxury, and it's 10,400 square feet. We're on the 50-yard line in Bel Air. It's absolutely stunning, right? It's the steel encased windows. We're on an acre. We have a view of the city. This isn't on the market. I sold the home. Actually, literally, I can throw a rock to it on Bel Air Road. One with the helicopter on it, right behind here. Sold it for just under $100 million.
Wow.
I represented the buyer and the seller. That was cool. House across the street we offered him $80 million years ago. He turned it down. The home over here, Peter Thiel rents that home for $400,000 a month. So this is the it spot. So $38 million seems pretty
reasonable.
Comparatively.
Yeah.
But yeah, my first deal, $3 million, and then that quickly escalated because I met some people at that open house that were noted high net worth that introduced me to some other ultra high net worths, and I did my door knocking and cold calling, and every day just did whatever it took. But I wasn't always like that. For 5 years, I did the $2 to $3 million range, or even my average sale was 1.5 million to hone my skills and learn the trade.
Yeah. So that was 2005. Between then and now, what are some of the challenges you faced?
Biggest challenge for me looking back on it is to scale my business, is to be able to remember all the potential clients that I have in my pipeline. CRMs are great, just to keep organized and be able to keep in touch with people and create relationships that will last. And to be able to put myself in, where preparation meets opportunity, and to connect with those people and build relationships. It's a good problem to have that I have so much business that I'm not taking advantage of. I find it hard to scale the business because our minds can only remember so much.
Yeah.
That's why I think AI will help us connect in the future.
And that is a good segue. I am very curious how you see technology impacting the relationships side of the business, your ability to build relationships and maintain them. It sounds like some things have stayed the same, and in other areas you're finding some use in potentially in tools and starting to use a CRM. What do you think the impact of AI will be on the real estate business?
A lot of what I do, trying to match buyers to properties and sellers to properties, can be done automatically, and a lot of questions can be answered prior to me showing a property, and that inefficiency can be go from here to here. And I'll take a lot of that, the showings, a lot of the questions about like nuances of the property, the details, what the property actually looked like, setting up appointments, making offers. I think all of that can be done using smart computers, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and using large language models large language models means like a bot talking to my client instead of me talking to them, and them getting the answers and not even being okay with talking to that person because they're basically going to mimic exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and you've been using AI for some time with your new venture, Rila. For the listeners out there who are not familiar yet with your app, tell us more about it. Why did you start it, and what is it?
Rila. It's a social discovery platform, and it's basically like a visual CRM. So essentially, it picks out all the nuances of a property. It uses AI to catalog all the various attributes of a home. So right now, on one photo, we have like 20 different tags it's like a couch that's white. We have a view. We have steel windows. We have hardwood floors. And the more a user connects or interacts with those photos and videos on the app, it automatically connects to a buyer who likes properties like that, it automatically connects to a property with that vibe.
Yeah.
So it's like a visual CRM. So for instance, a lot of agents, when they're starting out their business, they have no listings, zero. Mm-hmm. So what are they going to do? They're going to go door knocking and do that kind of thing. But they should also take photos and videos of homes that they like and broadcast properties and create listings.
Yeah.
Right. So they're creating their own listings on the Rila app, and we are directing millions of buyers eventually. Right now there's thousands of buyers there, and they're looking at their photos that they can't see anywhere else, not on Zillow, not on realtor.com. And that the more the consumers are interacting with those photos, they will automatically match with an agent who uploaded that photo or video.
Super cool. So both the consumer and the agent can find use, and agents are providing the content, and then you have consumers who are able to browse and search in new ways because your AI is tagging and creating these lifestyle based searches.
It gives buyers a real perspective of what that property looks like. So like I said, it shortens the search parameters. It makes things more efficient because you're like, oh, I don't need to see that property because I can see that, for better or for worse, what that property is really like. And agents can for now it's free, but you get one free match a day. It's like dating. It's like you can swipe and you can like that works for me. That doesn't fit or miss.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be awesome because for me, my business is all about like what a property looks like visually, and that's what people like. What's the energy? What's the vibe of and sometimes we don't even know what we like, but unconsciously buyers do know what they like, and that's what Rila picks up on. It's like the nuances of those subtle nuances that vibe with you.
Yeah.
And we're using AI as a visual matching engine to connect buyers and sellers and agents together. So, all my CRM is difficult because it has addresses, of of potential deals, but I'll forget what it looks like. I can't. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what buyer could work with that. So I wanted to create a system where, in my sleep, properties are being matched with potential clients or clients that I don't even know.
Yeah.
So I can buy those matches every single day, because literally all day long, all I'm doing is connecting buyers and sellers together. It's like if I had a big page up on the wall, like the red lines that are trying to connect everybody.
Yeah.
I can't remember all those people. So if they can just connect all day long, and that's what we're doing. Like, I built the app for me, because I can't simply remember all the potential clients. I can't remember all the homes. So if I can run around, like on my app, I have like 480 listings. They're not my listings, but because I broadcasted them, I could automatically connect with buyers, and then it'll be in my chat automatically.
Where can people go to download it or learn more?
It's in iOS, so you can download the app in the App Store and for Apple, and or go to Rila.io.
Awesome.
And you can download it at Rila Social Real Estate.
Yeah, that's great. Go check it out, people. That's a cool app. On the prospecting side, you mentioned door knocking earlier, and it's something you still do, right?
I actually do, yeah, of course.
That's incredible. I don't know a lot of agents who have reached your level of success who are still putting that type of work in.
Yeah, because you never know where an opportunity can come from. You can buzz a door, and they could be like, yeah, I'll sell it, and then boom, you're making $500,000. You're making $30,000. Why not? I see a property. Remember that, like, the visual, like, oh, that property could work for one of my clients. Ding dong. Usually it's a gate or a ring these days. Yeah. And I say, hey, mister, your house is gorgeous. Do you think you would maybe sell that home one day? But yeah, my agents, I want to encourage them to get out there. So it's either door knocking, it's cold calling, it's your sphere of influence, the usual three things. But I want to show by example. Yeah. And agents want to learn. So the ones that join my company, I'll go out with them, groups of them. I've been doing it all week. I did 3 door knocking sessions this week, and it was successful. Every time we went out, we got a client. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
But there's great opportunities, like when you have a listing in the neighborhood, you can. They've got a great icebreaker to knock on doors and say, hey, I have this new listing down the street for $5 million. We're doing an open house this weekend. I mean, that's easy to say. Why not? Yeah. And like I said, it's like, we live in Southern California. I walk with my dogs, and I just casually, knock on doors and say, hey, will you come see my listing this week? And they're like, yeah, totally. And I did it last week, and I had my own. I'm now like potentially double-ending the deal, because I knocked on doors like, I want to see it, and now instead of a $7 million deal, it's now a $14 million deal. Yeah, getting both sides. So opportunity, right? Preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
it's great advice. You've scaled your team to over 60 agents. By the time we release this podcast, it'll be over 70, you mentioned earlier. How have you done that?
It's been word of mouth.
Yeah.
Not much recruiting. Our office is about to open in Beverly Hills. We're excited to start meeting some agents that really have a fire in their belly and are excited to work hard. And agents always ask me, how do I take my business to the next level? And it's a few things. It's either it's 2 things. You got to be a great salesman, have the gift of the gab, be charming, be out there, but most importantly, you got to work harder than anybody else. So I'm really looking forward to meeting more agents that are going to put in the hard work to get it done. Yeah. I really feel that for my brand, for Revel Real Estate, I want my agents to be even more successful than me. Yeah. I want to make them into top producers, and I want to really coach them. Yeah. Every week. I want them to be accountable, and I'll help them get there. I'll tell them exactly what they need to do. If they don't want to do it, then they're not fit. They're not the right fit. Yeah. Because I didn't get any breaks. No one taught me anything. I had to do it all my own, which is not everyone's like that, but I'm willing to put in the hard work for people that are also willing to complement that and actually put in the hard work. Yeah. So there's 3 million licensed agents. I think there's 1.5 million of them that are actually working, and 90% of the business is done by, probably 10%.
Yeah.
And maybe in the luxury business, it's probably 90% is done by the, 3.
Yeah.
So, there's lots of business to do between 1 to 3 million, but, that luxury business, the people that sell properties like this, it's a stepping stone. You gotta like walk before you run.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for those like big dog realtors to come on board, but I'm also looking to work with people that, want to build their career with me.
For agents who are solo agents who are doing well and who are thinking about maybe starting a team and scaling,
Yeah.
do you have any advice for them?
It's funny. I saw this like another broke agent on Instagram, and it said, and it's a funny meme. And the guy goes, he just sold his first deal, and he's like, you know what? I just sold my first deal. I want to start a team.
Yeah.
And the Sopranos guy goes, you don't fucking know anything about it, about where you're at.
Yeah. What additional skill sets
Yeah.
does someone need to go from being a great solo agent to being a great team lead?
I think the ability to give leads to your team is important, or to put them in a position where they can bring in leads to the person that's going to help close the deal. If someone wants to start a team, they need to have enough clout where that teammate, if they were to bring in that solo agent's going to help close that deal to get the listing.
Yeah.
And until you're at that level where you can close, where like, oh, I need to bring in David. I have a lead that I just found. I'm going to bring in David or Josh or Wendy. They have to have a resume of solds.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you need to be able to offer something to the agents that are going to be joining, whether it's leads or mentorship.
Yeah, I think when you've sold like a couple $100 million, then you can do that. And you're so busy, and you're like, oh, I have all these listings, and I can't service all the listings, and I need people to like show my properties for me, open houses, instead of having some other agents from other brokers sit at my listings on Sundays. A solo agent can get to that level when they have enough business to feed it to other people. When they're too busy to like service everybody.
Yeah. Are there some habits that you've personally developed that you feel have been most instrumental in your success?
I do CrossFit every single day of the week, so that wakes me up. Besides my
first thing in the morning?
It's as long as I can squeeze it in. Sometimes during the day, at least it's like my cup of coffee, that and CrossFit, getting my adrenaline going, staying focused, not like going out and drinking, and because that's going to cloud your mind. I'm a lightweight these days in that respect, but also just remembering I got to like connect with at least a minimum of 5 people a day for the high end.
Yeah.
And if you're in the low end, if I say like in a half a million to a couple of million, you got to reach out to 20, 30, 100 people, at least a week, right? You need to get out there and connect with people. So I'm mindful of that. That's my my self accountability is really like, am I doing something that's like pushing against the world? Am I touching people? If you get out there and you just start interacting with people, putting yourself out there and, sitting, at a fancy hotel outside and having a cup of coffee and being open to meeting people and connecting, doing something that I'm going to, be able to, make a potential relationship happen. Really simply, if I look at my text messages, the last like 100 people in my text messages, I scroll through every day. I'm like, okay, I need to talk to him because that's the closest connection.
Yeah.
And then usually that text message will lead me to call somebody else and lead me to call somebody else. And I'm just nonstop like that, you know?
You recently worked with our team at Luxury Presence on launching the new website for Revel Real Estate. And I'm curious to hear about the experience with our team and the product.
Flawless. My experience with Luxury Presence has been terrific because the UX is simple. It's really easy to like upload my content and to change my content, and the people that I connect with on the back end, they're really friendly, and it's just it's been really simple to use, and then it really just exudes luxury, and it's very sophisticated. And that's in my business. When people come see my properties, the pixelization's got to be perfect. They have to be able to navigate through the site beautifully. And I mean, just now before when I came in, I asked you, I'm like, hey, this $38 million home in Bel Air, can I do like a solo unbranded site?
Yeah.
And I can do that in a minute myself.
Yeah.
It's just easy.
Yeah.
And I can connect my CRM to it, which I'm trying to incorporate more into my business. I like to have an API for Rila into the system.
There we go. Well, let's talk about some integrations
that
there.
would be actually super cool, because all that UGC content should stream somewhere.
That's awesome. And I'll share those kind words with the team. I know they'll appreciate hearing that. You do a lot of really innovative marketing. What are some of your most successful or interesting marketing campaigns that you've done over the years?
So I sold this home to the creator of Minecraft for $70 million. We shot a video and I used YouTube in-stream ads to broadcast that video in Switzerland and all over Europe. He saw the video ad that I did and he called a random agent in the US and showed up to the door, and we closed the sale 7 days later for $70 million. So that was cool.
Yeah.
So video ads.
Yep.
That was important.
And you did these lifestyle films for properties very early on. I think you pioneered it in some way. What was the idea behind it, and do you still do it for your big listings?
I do, yes. In fact, the New York Times, they wrote a cool article about me. I was very honored about that article, saying, what is filmmaking in Southern California? So I took storytelling. I went to film school. I started doing short films and very cool little short scenes and sexy scenes and about these luxury homes that I'm selling. And they got a lot of views. I think I have like 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube page. But I also broadcast that on all my social media, and it's gotten a lot of attention. But for branding purposes, it's really good. I spend money though behind that content to put it out there.
Yeah, to produce it and then to run ads to amplify.
Is just as important as producing really cool content. People have a very short attention span.
Yeah.
So.
Is that how you've grown to those 12,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, and where your views are coming from? Or are there any other tips you can share for someone who wants to build a YouTube channel?
A cool way to build a YouTube channel is probably working with other top YouTubers and having them like tag you, and the same thing on your Instagram page, have them tag you in TikTok. Is pretty powerful. It's not so much about the followers as much as the views. But the algorithm on those sites are pretty impressive. The only issue is that they're not too like buyer focused. It's a bit scattered. Same thing with, because you're kind of seeing everything. But as a general brand, doing that, I think more importantly, as a new agent, everyone's so focused on like creating content and like, going to these open houses and like trying to be like the next big, $1 million listing guy, or you see Selling Sunset and they're like, I should do that. Selling real estate is really meeting people and connecting with them, right? And making those matches. And matches to sell real estate. That's important, That's why I created the company Rila. That's why I started my own Revel Real Estate company, because I want to teach agents to, get out there to find opportunities and match them with buyers. And all the branding you're doing, I think it's good to do that branding while you're actually when you get a listing, market your own, market that listing, or if you don't have listings out there, go shoot other listings, but like make sure, there's a way for them to connect to you for that listing. For
anyone who wants to see some of your videos and get inspired, I assume they're on the YouTube channel?
Yeah, they're on my YouTube channel.
Where can people find it?
Ben Bacal Estates.
Yep.
You can find it there. Ben Bacal Estates for my Instagram. My real account, also Ben Bacal Estates.
Yeah.
Put some cool content there too.
Do you find that the YouTube views and followers translate into leads and business for you?
When I have a listing that I promote, that works for sure. That gets me leads. I got a couple leads throughout my years on Instagram. Not many.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm taking a guy out from Qatar in June because he saw my listing in Brentwood, and he connected me through Instagram. But that's the first time in like so long.
Yeah, Instagram
You
tends
know?
to be more of a branding play.
I think it's all
Yeah.
branding play,
Yeah.
to be honest. Branding's great once you've like created something to brand,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
What about agents who don't have anything to brand yet? They're early in their career. Aside from door knocking, are there any other tips and tricks you can share with them for how to get their first clients or their first big listing?
What I did, I went door knocking and cold calling, and once I got a lead, I brought in another top producer to help close that deal, because something is better than nothing.
Yeah.
So that top agent had the resume for me to leverage.
Yeah.
So I did that over 20 years ago, and I got a plethora of listings, and I was able to have my own resume and then do it on my own. That's why people, I think, join teams. Agents have a misconception. They join a team and they think magic is going to happen. And they're just going to have a lot of deals fall in their lap. But it's really about like learning from the best and it's all about learning from the best and then doing best practices and executing on that every single day, and then leveraging the status and reputation of a top producer to say, I have the backing of the boss of the company.
Yeah.
And that's how I differ from other agents, that I show up to all the listing appointments, even if it's a $2 million listing or obviously a 6-digit property.
Yeah.
I'm there for them, and I'll help them co-list that property or help them get that listing.
Yeah. What's next for you and your companies? And are there any projects you're excited about? Any upcoming launches?
As you know, you're in the tech business, so we're excited about doing the next feature in our app. Right now we're in iOS, so we want to do the web-based platform, so it's easier to share the listings. And there's going to be like this cool grid. Right now it's like an algorithm. It's kind of like Instagram and like TikTok, where it's a feed, but it's going to be more like, like your Netflix page looks like your Netflix page because of things that you vibe with, and for movies, and mine looks like mine. So your Rila page is going to look like yours, and mine's going to look like mine. So I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited to get that to a point where leads are coming into my technology company, Rila, and then I'm able to give those leads to my agents. So I'll pay for those leads and give them to them, or nurture those leads and give it to them. I'm really excited about getting to the office and coaching my agents on a weekly basis, and getting more market share with them.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun, you know, and the collaboration and the creativity and doing things that I used to do back in the day, like make films. I'm going to make a cool film here. Getting back to my roots of shooting like a short film or video, I'm going to do one here. This home, I think I'm butchering the word. It's an Italian phrase, dolce far niente, which is to appreciate the finer things in life, the simple things, like being in Italy and having a cappuccino and one glass of wine, enjoying that for hours and being in the beautiful scenery. And here you feel like you're in Tuscany, overlooking the city here, this massive motor court. As soon as you walk in, you're immediately, your breath is taken away, because the sheer magnitude of the front of this Mediterranean is just so gorgeous, and the fountains and all the imported stone, it blows you away, doesn't it?
It is an incredible property.
So I want to create like a cool lifestyle video here.
Well, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for being on.